Hello.
Hi, hi, hi!
How y'all doing today? Happy Wednesday. I hope y'all having a
It's a happy
good day
Wednesday.
today. Is it, Doug?
Yeah.
Is it? You've got Chaplin on your lap
It is
and a
for me.
stream to
Chaplin's
do.
having a pretty good Wednesday. A
Oh,
Wink.
sacrificial chaplain.
look at that little
Yeah,
kitty.
pretty adorable.
Oh my gosh, that was so cute. We love Chaplin so much. Cult of Chaplin indeed. Cult of Chaplin. Yes, hello
I'm
everyone.
aware.
Welcome to another Wednesday of chatting with Doug. I see that we've just started level 2 of this hype train. Woo! Chugga, 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 chugga! Let's go! Appreciate you all. So before we get into the rules, though, I do want to point attention to today is the last day for us to hit our sub goal, and we're still about 14 subs away. So, just a reminder that we're close to the goal. I think it could be doable in a day. Today's the last day. If we do hit the goal today, we're gonna do a movie tier list live that you chat get to vote on. So it'll be fun. Hoping
We
we
got
can
some
get to
fun
it.
ideas. The ones I'm throwing out there: worst Disney live action remake, and maybe as a start, like an appetizer, the worst Jurassic Park movies. Because I don't know. I feel like that says something about a person with which Jurassic Park movie is their worst and favorite. I mean,
Yeah,
everyone knows their favorite, but still.
yeah, for sure. All right, but with that said and pointed out, let's jump into these rules so that we can get to answering your questions. First and foremost, we give priority to the bit messages since that is some real world money spent. If we have time at the end of stream, we can get to highlighted questions, but I would save that until the end of stream because I cannot scroll up and look at it right now. Please do not repeat yourself over and over and over again in chat. You could get timed out or even banned if you are going to continuously do that. We do get behind on the bit messages, sometimes up to an hour or more. So there is no need to resubmit your bit messages either. I've got a list. We'll be okay. It's pretty rare that it actually does get skipped. Also, please no paragraphs. The longer the question, the faster I have to read it, and then the more likely it is that we're just going to get lost in the question. I'm just going to have to go, I don't know, let's move on. So the shorter, the better. Also, maybe check to make sure that someone else hasn't asked your question. We had a lot of that for the past couple of weeks. Maybe just make sure. I can already tell you people have asked about Blood and Honey, the trailer that just came out today for Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. People have already asked
Okay,
about
there's
that.
my answer. I didn't even know that dropped. Fuck. Oh, I gotta check that out. All right, I'm already putting that on my checkout list here because I can't believe I missed that.
Yeah. So maybe just check to make sure because I know last week we had a lot of repeat questions. So just we always hate like if you're the fifth person to ask the question, just being like, oh, we've already
Yeah, get the table
answered that.
scraps.
Sorry. Yeah. So just maybe check. I think that's it.
No spoilers.
No
as well.
spoilers. Thank you, Doug. Oh my gosh, yes, no spoilers, please. Not everyone has a chance to keep up with all the news media. So at least give people like a couple months before we start delving into some spoiler territory for things, okay? Cool, great, awesome. Thank you. All right, let's do it. Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, what are your thoughts on the movie Dark City, and will you ever do a Nostalgia Critic review on it? Also, have you ever thought of doing an NC review of Fuller House because you previously reviewed the original Full House?
I never have seen Fuller House. I don't wanna.
It's exactly what you think it's gonna be.
I know. I think I saw like half an episode. I'm like, got it, and I turned it off. It's not for me. I really like Dark City. I don't know how much I can talk about it. The one thing I legit don't like, I didn't like when it came out. I don't like it now. Is the editing in it. I think it's too quick. I think there's way too many pretty shots that should just stay still for a minute. You know what I mean? I
Yeah.
don't know why they had to keep cutting around too much, but no, I like it.
Alex the Animator, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, have you ever watched Quantum Leap and know about its new revival that comes out on NBC this September?
I didn't know about the revival. I've seen a little bit. I liked it. All right, that's another one where when you see one episode, you kind of get the gist of what it's going to be like, and that's just, oh, I can't wait till they get to that awkward episode. I guess there's a couple of them. So, not much, but I do want to check out more of those awkward episodes the more I talk about them.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Hello, Doug, the chosen one. Hello, Heather, the creator. How are you guys doing?
Wow, good. I'm realizing a lot of things I just never knew. Wow.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, will you ever review Uncharted for a Nostalgia Critic?
No, because I don't know the games that well, and I feel like if you're really gonna like dive deep into that movie, yeah, no, everybody does. I like to show you how much I don't know about games, but I still think some are cool. I think that picture back there, of the upside down lady, I think that's like Assassin's Creed or something like that. And I didn't know that. I just got it because it's a cool picture. And I was like, Assassin's Creed going up, just like, I don't know what this is. I thought it just looked cool. So yeah, I should know about the game before I do that.
The Hour Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, ever consider doing a Soulsborne game for the video game streams? Also, do you think a movie based on those games could work?
Man, you told me before. What is a Soulsborne?
Like Dark Souls. So you've played a Soulsborne style game in Jedi Fallen Order, but it's the Dark Souls game.
Okay, that's right. I mean, so I did that. I liked it fine, so I'm down for another one. I guess
they're famously
fully...
difficult. They're famously difficult.
Is there anything else about them that makes them like, oh, this is a Soulsborne game, like specifically Soulsborne game? You know what I mean?
I mean, it's the difficulty, the mechanic of getting to a save point. That's the only time you save is during the save point. So like, even if you die away from a save point, there's no auto saves like that.
Okay, so that's the big thing.
That's part of it, but then also like having like you did in Fallen Order, where resting, where you'd get to your save spot and then rest, and then when you rested, more enemies would come again, and
okay, so that's a common thing. Okay, all right.
It's famously difficult.
I like Fallen Order fine, so I'd be totally down for doing another one like that. Yeah, sure.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen Deepwater Horizon? I watched it with my girlfriend this past week because she told me it was great. While I thought it was good, I didn't see anything great about it.
Deepwater Horizon, is that even like, it's not even ringing a bell. The Mark Wahlberg movie. No, how do I put it? The people that like that movie are usually like kind of the guys you think of, like, just, oh man, Mark Wahlberg diving into fire, it's based on a true story, man, holy shit. That doesn't mean like the movie's bad or anything, but it's one of those things where I'm like, all right, I kind of know what I'm gonna get. It's not something I'm rushing out to see, you know what I mean? But it looks fine, decent, but I never have seen it.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. What's been your favorite NC running gag?
Shit.
Am I right, boys? That's my favorite.
That one is pretty funny, actually. Well, actually, what's funny is that I got a green screen version of that clip thinking I was going to use it over and over, and I only used it one other time.
I know, that's fair.
Review. But I do actually really like that joke. I want to use it more, and for some reason, I weirdly can't find moments to use it.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Apparently, WB is backtracking because a bunch of stuff that they removed from HBO Max and digital stores has returned to digital stores. It remains to be seen whether or not they'll return to HBO Max.
Yeah, I guess we'll see. I mean, I'll say that nothing that I've started watching on there has disappeared, so I'm happy about that. But, yeah, it's some weird choices. I wonder what's going on behind the scenes.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, have you seen that hilarious trailer for Blood and Honey?
Not yeah. I mean, I just found out about it right here, man. So yeah, when I know, I'll probably do like a shorts on it or something like that.
KP, thank you for gifting those 10 subs.
Oh my god! Well, that helps. Thank you so much.
Yes, because now we're only 3 subs away from hitting that goal.
We only got one day.
Yep. I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Can you please give us a clue as to what next week's review will be?
I just finished. Oh, that's right. How can I forget what I just edited? Man, Beetlejuice? No, I just gave it away. Sorry.
Great. Wonderful. Fifth Guy, thank you for the 7-month subscription. Welcome back. It worked. I'm so glad it worked. They were here on Monday and were like, why can't I resub? And I was like, I don't know. I wish I could help. So I'm glad it worked.
Awesome.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, what would you like to see in a 2D animated horror movie that was R-rated?
Isn't there talk like somebody's gonna do like an anime horror film or something? Oh shit, we just passed the goal. Oh my God, thank you. Thank you so much. I don't know. I guess I think of like go find a creepy painting or a creepy drawing you've seen that like stuck with you and just try to emulate that. 'Cause I'm sure that can be done. Because I don't know. I think like there's some creepy cartoons I remember growing up with. They had like some creepy imagery. It's like just do that. Just think of the stuff you grew up with or drawings you saw that creeped you out, and make that.
Anonymous, thank you for gifting those 5 subs. That Disney nerd, thank you for gifting those 2 subs. We hit the goal. Thank you, everybody.
Woo!
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Part 1, let's play a game called Imagination Riff, where we imagine and describe events in a movie or TV show occurring differently, like what Doug and Rob do in a first view. Part 2, I'll go first. In Toy Story 2, thank you, Kevin Lane, for those 50 other bits. In Toy Story 2, Woody rides Buster to the yard sale. Rex, don't do it, Woody, we love you. Woody, that's kind of the point.
Oh, I see. Like adding lines or something that should be in something. I see. Oh man, I guess this is kind of a spoiler, but I don't know. It's been out for years now. In Force Awakens, I put this in the review. I legit want Harrison Ford, when he gets stabbed, to say to his son, "I love you," and Kylo Ren to say, "I know." Over. Like, not even as a joke. I think that'd be like a really sadistic thing to say. Like, I've really given to the dark side and said this totally evil ass thing. So yeah, it's one of those things where I'm kind of like, I actually think I love it a pretty sinister lie.
I know that alert was a little loud. Sorry, everyone. But basically, Doug was just saying he wanted something sadistic during that Kylo Ren scene. They caught most of it, but then the 10 gift sub alert is you going, subscribe! Yeah. So it was a bit loud.
No, it's pretty much when Ford gets killed, saying, he says, "I love you" to his son says, "I know," and throws him over. I literally used it in the review.
Abnormal Gamer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, I want to know if you're going to review the Harry Potter movies like you did with the Austin Powers, Shrek, and Kung Fu Panda movies.
No, because the movies are fine. I do not have a passion for them. That if you want a phenomenal review, this guy called the Cosmonaut Variety Hour did all of them in like, I don't know, this 2 or 3 hour 2-part video. And you can tell he's like a mega fan, but he'll point out what's wrong about them too. But he does it from a place of love. And he really pointed out the things I couldn't get into in the film and why they kind of keep me from loving it. But he points them out as like a positive thing as well. Like, yeah, I know, but that's part of the fun. That's part of what makes it cool. So watch those videos because it's done by a true fan who really understands the material as well.
Okay, Nutcase, thank you for the 69 bits. For Heather, how did you first get into Happy Days? And for Doug, excuse me, have you ever seen Laverne and Shirley? My parents just watched Happy Days. A lot of Nick at Night with my parents is how I watched a lot of Happy Days.
I was gonna say, are you like a Happy Days fan? Are you like a major Happy Days fan? I just didn't know this.
No, I just know the series.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Interesting. Yeah, it's about where I am with Laverne and Shirley too. Like, I know the series. Like, I've seen it.
I did really like Laverne and Shirley when I was younger.
Yeah, I'm on the same boat with both of them. Like, they're both fine. But I don't love them. They don't have the stuff that like grabs me in a sitcom. But they're fine. They're fine.
Yeah, they're
kind of
good.
like almost Americana, if you will. Like nice old school nostalgia.
Yeah. Awesome Girl, thank you for the 500 bits. No message, just the bits. Appreciate that. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. You know how Ron Burgundy reads everything on the prompter? Let's see what wild stuff we can get Heather to read in chat. I mean, let's not, because I will
ahead of time too.
I will edit them. So
it's like, no, I can't. My eyes are going with my mouth. I can't keep them up at the same time. Oh no, I'm screwed. Damn you, chat.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Imagination Rift. In Toy Story 2, Rex is flipping through the channels. Slinky, if you flip to channel 45, Ernest joins the army is on.
Oh, that's good because Slinky and Jim Varney. Okay, I get it. That's good.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Christopher Walken performance?
Oh, fuck. I mean, Deer Hunter is pretty damn good. But like, I mean, my personal favorite, probably just the little cameo he has in Pulp Fiction. He just comes in and almost accidentally gives the best scene in the movie. It just, I don't know. When it was done, we were all just like, that movie's great. That walk-in scene, what the hell?
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Imagination riff. In Toy Story 2, Jessie is expressing her excitement in meeting Woody. Jessie, Prospector said, someday you'd come, sweet mother of Abraham Lincoln. Woody, wasn't her name Nancy? Jessie, sweet Nancy Hanks Lincoln. The Prospector, he'll want to meet you.
I take it you really like the Toy Story series.
Awesome, girl. Thank you so much for the 500 more bits. Appreciate that.
Thank
No
you so
message, so
much.
just the bits. Appreciate that. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. How far in advance do you know what you're doing for the next NCs? Also, hint for next week.
Yeah, well. I'm not going to give it. It's just the clue I gave before was too vague. I feel if I give any more, it'll just tip it over, and I can't ruin that for the fans. It varies. Some things I know way ahead of time. Others, it's like I just decided like the day I need to pick something. So, yeah, like the theme months I usually know like a year in advance. I have an idea what I really want to do. But yeah, a lot of them are usually just like either a month ahead of time or like, for like the nostalgia weens, I try to get those down early in the Christmas ones. So I have an idea.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Imagination riff. I really want your participation in this one, Doug. In Toy Story 2, Buzz is giving the others a pep talk. Buzz, did he give you up when you threw... Wait, sorry. Did he give up when you threw him out the back of that moving van? Potato Head. Oh, you had to bring that up. Doug?
Yes, I had to bring that up. Or my mission demanded me to bring it up. I don't know. It's the best thing I can think of on the spot.
89 Sigma, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, do you ever plan on reviewing Hudson Hawk, which starred Bruce Willis?
You want to know what's so funny? I just saw, somehow I missed this video too. I saw James Rolfe did a Hudson Hawk video game like years ago. And no. What am I talking about? He just released this. I got on this weird thing where I started watching a bunch of his videos again, and I confused that for an older one because the movie's old. I'm like, wait a minute, no, that just dropped like today, I think. Maybe because I've never seen it. I heard everything like he said, where it's one of those like, it's a comedy that's so bad it kind of becomes funny again. So maybe I will. I think Brad Jones talked about it before. He's definitely a fan of that movie. I don't know. I should at least sit down and watch it. It kind of sounds like a Bruce Willis Jingle All the Way, so I am a little curious.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Fave movie between Get Out, Us, and Nope.
It's like each kind of has a piece of the puzzle, if I could like mesh them all together. Maybe Us, even though I don't like the comedy in the first chunk. I thought the idea was kind of the most fascinating. It was kind of the creepiest one too. But it's really close. Like I said, everyone has kind of a different problem and a different strength to it. But I like them all.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. NC on Ryan Reynolds' movies Free Guy and R.I.P.D.
I did see R.I.P.D. I hear it's bad. Free Guy I did Disney December on. I think that's enough. I didn't have an intense love or hate for it to do like a review on it, but I should check out R.I.P.D. because I heard it was pretty bad, but it looks creatively bad, so I'm curious.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Imagination riff. Buzz's speech transitions to AI's TV. Announcer, and that concludes our broadcast day. The broadcast turns to static. Carol Ann, played by Heather O'Rourke, they're here.
Guy, you said that so creepy. Jesus. Yeah, so there's that. No, or is it they're here?
Maybe that's what it is.
They're doing Poltergeist, maybe. By the way you did was
they're here. The Hour Man, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, what would you want to see in an MCU X-Men film?
I I mean, so my big, although I haven't seen him in a while, my big pick for Xavier would be Terry O'Quinn. I think that'd be a really cool, different Xavier that would still like encompass what that character is. I don't, unless it's Fassbender, I could see him as Magneto. I don't want any of the old actors coming back. I want different actors.
Okay.
So some new, fresh blood, mix it up. Yeah, I want to see Gambit. I want to see Psylocke. I want to see like Bound and he's here, but flying strong rogue, cool kick-ass rogue. So yeah, any of that, I'll be fine.
Oh, apparently I misread the last one. Apologies. It was supposed to be Al's TV, not the AI's TV. My stupid brain put periods in between.
It's funny. I was thinking like AI TV. Okay, don't remember that part.
That was my stupid brain. Sorry. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Scariest non-gory movie that you've seen?
I mean, maybe the original Haunting. I mean, that movie's G. It has a G rating, if you can believe it. Yeah, isn't that fascinating?
I've never seen it, but I find that hard to believe.
Oh, yeah, no, it literally opens with a woman, like, hanging or so. Actually, a bunch of different deaths, but there's, like, a really grisly image of this woman hanging herself. It's like, ugh, no, that's, like, one of the scariest movies I've ever seen. There's, like, no gore or blood or anything in it at all. It's all atmosphere and psychological stuff.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Imagination riff. In Toy Story 2, Zurg is battling Buzz. Rex. Buzz, you could have defeated Zurg all along. You just need to believe in yourself. Zurg, turning towards Rex. Do you mind? I'm trying to destroy my enemy here.
That's cute. That's good as the other ones. That's cute.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite subject in school?
Art. Okay, now my artwork's over there. It's over there. But yeah, I love to draw. I was doing it even when, I was supposed to be doing something else like math or English or something. I was always drawing. I would draw on the desks, and I would do it so much that they come and say you have to clean it up, but before you do, can I take a picture of it? That was pretty cool.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Did you read any of Alan Moore's comics like V for Vendetta or Watchmen, since they're far superior to the movies?
I did a long time ago. I read Watchmen. I think even before the movie came out. So I don't have like the strongest memories. Definitely not enough to compare it to the movie. I mean, it got big stuff. Like I know the squid's not in there, and some of the imagery I do miss. I'm like Killing Joke's Alan Moore, right? Did you write it or no?
I believe so.
So I read that. So I know I've read one or two other ones, but I wouldn't pass a quiz on him. You know what I mean? I remember really liking his stuff.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Can jump scares ever work?
Oh, sure. They're just overused. It's like, can a punchline that has a laugh track work and stuff like that? Of course it can. It's just overdone, in sitcoms and stuff like that. I'm trying to think of one. In the original version of The Eye, there's a real good one where just this woman thinks like she hears this ghost talking. She looks up, doesn't see. She looks down. The camera just slowly kind of like, tilts over, and the ghost is right there. I think it's something like, "Why are you in my chair?" She sees her, and she just like rushes towards her like, "Ooh," like that, and everyone I showed to just goes, "Ah!" Or Exorcist 3 has like the best jump scare of all time, man. I don't even need to say. You see the movie, you'll know what I'm talking about. So there's definitely good jump scares.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Imagination riff. In Toy Story 2, Stinky Pete screams as Buzz carries him to an unknown fate. Stinky Pete, ship me off to Springfield. Put me in a diesel sub. Anything but that.
Just gonna go through the whole movie. All right.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. Worst live-action Disney remake? So many to choose from.
Yeah, we'll have to see. I mean, now we got the goal here, so yeah, we'll see what's number. I get a feeling we're all gonna agree on number one. It's the ones under it. Or get variations on. I think I know what number one's gonna be.
I mean, I think I'm gonna run a poll in a little bit to see what we will be voting on.
Right. You know what? I should definitely save it then, because we don't know if we're gonna do that. If that's not the one that gets chosen, I'll say what I thought number one was later.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you checked out Vivo? It's a Sony Pictures animated film that dropped on Netflix last year. I recently found it on Blu-ray and was so excited.
VIVO?
VIVO, yes.
Oh, I think I'm getting this the phone. Oh yeah, I saw ads for this. It looked cute, and then it's another one of those I completely forgot about. I heard no word of mouth or anything. So yeah, I should check it out because it did look good. Didn't Lin Manuel Miranda do songs for this
I
too?
believe so, yeah.
Yeah, I might check that out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. What do you think of non-horror movies that use found footage? Link Project X.
Uh,
Non-horror
movies.
movies that use found footage, but then at the end they have Link Project X?
Okay. Is that the name of a?
I'm
Link
unsure.
Project X. I mean, if we're talking about something like comedies or something
Oh,
like that, I guess I've seen
like it was supposed to be like Project X.
Okay, here it is, Project X. I don't know if I've seen. I've never even heard of this movie. Okay, it came out in 2012. Yeah, never heard of it. I mean, anything, any genre of film, any style, can be done well, presumably. So, and I feel like I really like Parks and Rec, which is supposed to be like an interview type show and stuff like that. So I think it can be done totally fine. You just got to do something different and unique with it. It's got to justify it being done that way. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Unfriended movie review for Nostalgiaween.
So there's one movie. Is that the one, Unfriended? There's one movie everybody hated. Yeah, I like this movie. And people hated it. That's another kind of found footage, except it's all done kind of like this Skype or message board or whatever. I thought was really clever. And people were like, fuck that movie, wasted time, blah, blah, blah. And then the sequel came out and everybody really liked the sequel. And I like the sequel too. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think there's too much I can add to it. You're either going to like it or you're not. I liked it. I thought it was really clever. I don't know.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, you live in Chicago, right? So what do you know about the haunted water tower on Streeterville? Steer? I think I just read Streeterville, but it's Steerterville? Maybe? I don't know. I just know Streeterville, so that's why I said that.
The person to ask is really Rob because he I mean, I'm assuming that you're talking about the one right in the middle of Chicago here.
But that's on Michigan. The water tower place is Michigan Ave.
Okay, so there's another one?
Unclear.
Okay. But again, even if so, Rob's really the one to add. He really got into ghost stories and haunted Chicago. He has all those books, talk about all the ghost stories, Resurrection Mary, all that stuff. And they're cool, but I'm not an expert on it. And they're cool stories. I don't get super into them. You know what I mean? It's like I hear it, I go neat, and then I kind of go on to the next thing. If there's a movie about it or something where you could shoot it and make it look cool and have some cool gothic stuff in there, I'd be more down for it. But if it's just a story, I like them, but it's it kind of leaves my head pretty quick. You know what I mean?
Okay, yeah. So it was supposed to be Streeterville. I'm aware of what Streeterville is, but you had written it was a misspelling. So yes, I know what Streeterville
is it then? Okay.
Yeah, Streeterville.
Oh yeah, okay. That's the same one though, isn't it?
Is it?
I thought so. I mean, it's coming up when I put that down.
I'm so curious now. Oh, I didn't realize that was technically Streeterville. You sure?
Is it Michigan and Streeterville? Maybe.
I don't know.
Because it is coming up. I don't know. Anyway,
I don't know. We don't know.
Hey, it's beautiful architecture.
Oh yeah, Water Tower Place is gorgeous.
Awesome. Yeah.
Yeah. Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug and Heather, I have come to inquire of your emotional response over the passage of time to when the sun is nearing the edge of our planet.
The same reaction as Leonardo DiCaprio in Don't Look Up. It's scary, man. We really had it all, and it's not pompous at all. I don't know. It's a weird question. I'll give you a weird answer.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I say Matrix 1 and 4 are the best Matrix films. I always tell people I think having Agent Smith as your Deus Ex Machina in the climax was creative. I don't think anyone has done that before. What do you think?
I liked it. I wish the movie was kind of wrapping up around then. I mean, like I said, I'm liking that Matrix movie until it becomes a Matrix movie. But that first chunk, I was really greatly enjoying.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. How come you didn't like Johnny Depp in Tusk?
You did? Man, you'd be like the first one I found who would have liked him in that movie. Uh, it's just the voice was annoying. He was annoying. The character was pretty pointless. He had a routine that went on and on and on. The only thing I could figure is like Kevin Smith and him were just trying to troll us. I don't know. It's a very odd scene, but I don't know. I like trolling in movies, but that one, I don't know. That didn't win me over, especially because it didn't need it. The actual walrus stuff was weirdly interesting.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, Heather, what do you think it would be like if such franchises as Pizza Planet and Al's Toy Barn were real?
Pizza Planet, I think, isn't there like a Disney? I think there's like a restaurant in Disney somewhere that does have that.
Oh, is
I
there?
mean, but it's not. But how do I put it? It's like they have a little Fix It Felix game you can play there and stuff. But I mean, I don't. It's nothing quite like in the movie. You know, what I mean, it's
Okay.
just the name of like a little restaurant where you like a normal amusement park would have. But I don't know. Part of me is kind of like, what is kind of real? We have like, you know, Chuck E. Cheese and Enchanted Castle and all that stuff. So, and Al's Toy Barn. I mean, it's like that's just another cool toy place. You know, like I was gonna say like any other toy shop, but I don't know. Are there many toy shops now? Might
Not
all be
too many.
online. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, they kind of are, but yes, especially the Pizza Planet one, like the games they're playing where they're like hitting the aliens out of like the astronauts' chest popping out, like stuff like that. I would love.
Apparently, Pizza Planet is in Disneyland.
Disneyland, thank you. Sorry about that.
Cinephile Railroad, thank you for the 202 bits. I just finished watching a 1990 movie version of Treasure Island with Charlton Heston as Long John Silver and a very young Christian Bale as Hawkins. Some say this is the best version, but I prefer the later Muppets version.
I'll check it out. Sounds like a good cast, honestly. Yeah, I'll probably check it out.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Will you review Scoob for an NC?
Maybe, because that movie got like people either loved it or hated it. I thought that was pretty interesting. So I might put that on the list.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, in Toy Story 2, Ham yells, "Turn into the spin Barbie!" But doesn't it sound like turn into the spin baby? Because it sounds like he's expressing excitement.
I'd have to watch the scene again, man. I like those movies. I'm not an expert on every line.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Fun fact, in Toy Story 2, Life magazine states, doctors say Americans don't eat enough fat. That's funny.
I didn't know that. It's pretty funny.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I'm right there with you about not getting into the original Matrix. I find the story is confusing, and apparently they didn't know what a damn light was in some scenes.
You know, what's so funny when I first did that trilogy, there are a lot of people like boo, you know, online. I mean, it didn't get a ton of hate, but there were a lot of people like, hey, lay off, whatever. So many people came out of the woodwork, especially at like conventions, saying like, I didn't like them either, even the first one. You know, kind of thing. Yeah, I know, but they were very influential. I can't act like they weren't that.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. Is there any movies you want to review, but you can't because you know it would get copyrighted immediately?
A lot of musicals, for that reason, yeah. Because copyrighted songs, even more than clips, get hit a lot. Spider-Man No Way Home was in like copyright limbo for a while. I mean, y'all could watch it, which was nice, but I mean, we didn't make much money on it because it was in this copyright hell just for a little snippet of the music that's from the movie. And we're like, hey, it's a review. And they just let it sit. They didn't review it or anything. And we just had to let it time out. So yeah, anything with music, usually a good chunk of the time we got to put the kibosh on, sadly.
Ozier, thank you for the 50 bits. Remember my Dark Toons recommendations? I think you'll love hearing George Carlin speaking with a Scottish accent in the Thomas and Friends episode he narrates for.
Like I said, it'll give me an excuse to finally watch that show. So maybe we'll see.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. The director of the Pooh horror film said in an interview he wanted to do a horror film with Peter Pan. Peter Pan isn't public domain, is it? Oh, the book may be getting there.
I was gonna say, I feel like it'd at least be close.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't know.
I know, guys. Thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, do you think you'll review Elvis, considering that it's the only Baz Luhrmann movie that you like?
I think the Untitled Review Show that kind of summed it all up. The only thing I could probably get some laughs out of is maybe Tom Hanks in that. I could probably get some good chuckles out of that. But all my thoughts, I think, are in that video. That really is what I thought about, and I did really like it. I did greatly enjoy it. So, like I said, I'm glad that director finally found like the project where he can really utilize this talent. Like it's a perfect marriage. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I was glad to see that.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I like how knowledgeable Ham appears to be, and I'm amused by how quick and sudden Jesse's moves are in Toy Story 2.
Yeah, the animation in all those movies is really great. 2's still my favorite. I think that's the one I get into the most. It has the most interesting problems and characters, and still a lot of good laughs.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. What are your favorite improvised lines from the NC?
Man, let me think. It was in something we shot with Brad, but I was in the NC outfit, so maybe it counts. It was like the Passion of the Santa Christ while we were reviewing the Passion of the Christ, and we're acting like we're killing Rob in the Santa Christ outfit, and I'm looking so paid. Oh, Santa Christ. And just this car drives by with us in these costumes, Rob as Santa Christ, covered in maple syrup because he bleeds syrup. I think like Brad's in a Mario costume. He just drives by. I just point, give a thumbs up. I'm like, kill the guy. That was it. So that was pretty funny. And I think it's in the video.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. What is the cringiest animated movie you ever saw that's on a similar vein to Cabbage Patch Kids, excuse me?
Cabbage Patch Kids, thank you so much. Or maybe you mean Cabbage Patch, I don't know.
They said they have Cabbage Patch Kids, I don't know.
Man, I'm trying to think of something that like just like makes me uncomfortable watching it. I don't know. I'm not saying this is it. It's just popping in my head. Like maybe a toss up between that Pound Puppies reboot movie and like the Magic Voyage. I don't know. There's probably 10 times. I know there's a million more than that. Just that's popping up of like just even the animation's like kind of uncomfortable and weird.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. How much do you think Al could have made by selling the Roundup Gang to Mr. Konishi?
Well, you have to ask him.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Bullseye seems to be quite fast for his size. Imagine if he were as big as a real horse.
Imagine riding Andy on the bottom of his hooves. That'd be even more difficult on a real horse.
Talking of Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Has buying DVD Blu-rays declined to the point where it's non-existent? Because the last DVDs I bought was John Wick film, Spider-Verse, and No Way Home. So I'm a little picky about what DVDs that I buy.
Me too. It is weird when like when I did the Pauly Shore Pinocchio movie, there's no Blu-ray of that.
Really?
It's only streaming and DVD. Yeah, so there are some where I'm just like, oh shit, there's only a DVD of this. Okay. I don't know. I'm sure it's just the whatever old school part of me, whatever. I'm always going to be a little bit of a fan of physical media because again, it's right there. You can have it. There's little designs on it and pictures and little extras that they put on there and stuff like that. So I'm always going to have a place in my heart for it. But
yeah.
I will admit, I only buy like movies of like, I really want this. I want the physical copy of this. And that's not a ton recently.
Strider for Life, thank you for the 50 bits. Hey, Doug, loving the shirt, bub.
Thank you.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Hello, Doug and Heather. Hope you two are doing wonderful. This Friday is my Nana's 80th birthday. I'm very excited.
Well, tell her happy birthday.
That's awesome. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, will you please check out Super Robot Monkey Team Hyperforce Go? Once you're done with X-Men Evolution, there's only 52 episodes. You'll get through it in no time.
It's on the list. I'll do it next year because I think people have recommended it before. So it is on the list for next year.
Blake the Nothing, thank you for that 17-month subscription. Welcome back. Appreciate that. Hey, Doug, just throwing out a suggestion to review the original SpongeBob movie. Even if you don't like it, I'd like to hear your thoughts.
I remember liking it okay, but I will admit I mostly just remember the climax with David Hasselhoff. So I should check it out. Yeah, and like I say, if I do, I should probably get like Phantom Strider in on that too, because I know he's much more of a SpongeBob fan than I am.
KP Kruk, thank you again so much for those 10 gifted subs. We really appreciate that. Thank you. Chris Kringle, thank you for the 50 bits. Question for Heather. What is the worst movie that you've seen that Doug hasn't reviewed/seen? Golly, I don't even know.
I know you've seen all my reviews, so you should know. Yeah.
Well, no, like most of the movies that I can think of where I'm like, ooh, I didn't like that one, Doug has reviewed. So it's like, I don't even know. Or sometimes I only know bad movies because Doug has reviewed them. And I'm like, I'm sorry, what is this movie about? I gotta see this now.
Been doing this 15 years. I think we've hit almost all the bad movies. Every single one.
All of them in the existence of the universe. I don't even know.
I just got let Chaplin out here.
Yeah. The only thing I can think of is maybe like an anime. But of course, right now off the top of my head, I cannot think of any anime that I hated that I was like, oh God, that Doug would not have seen. I don't know. I'm sorry. I'm blanking. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, can we get a clue to next week's NC?
It's Rain Man.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. When did you get the idea to review every movie in one video? For example, Shrek, Kung Fu Panda, etc. I like the idea. I just got used to the idea of you reviewing each movie one at a time.
I don't know. I think it was the Austin Powers movies. I'm just like, I'm just in the mood to do this. And then after that, I think maybe even somebody said, you ever thought about doing the Shrek movies? I'm like, sure, yeah, now I'm in the mood to do the Shrek movies. So, yeah, I don't know. I don't know how long I'm going to keep doing it. I want to do it for movies where it's like, I can talk about them, but I can't talk about them individually for a whole video. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, maybe that'll be my excuse to finally do the Back to the Future movies, because people ask for them, and I'm like, everybody said everything about them. What can I do that nobody said? And I'm like, well, maybe just like a little compilation video. Maybe I can do that. So, we'll see.
That Disney nerd, thank you for gifting those 2 subs. Appreciate that. DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. What was your favorite CN show that was pulled from HBO Max?
I mean, I didn't see all the ones that are pulled.
I haven't either.
I did really like Infinity Train, though I didn't finish the last season, sadly. Those 2 sadly weren't grabbing me, but I should. I bet it gets better. But yeah, I thought that was a very smart, inventive show.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Avatar: The Last Airbender moment?
Man, I got a soft spot for... It's a weird moment. I really like when Aang, he lets go of everything. Or I think he like finally accepts love into his heart and everything. And the guru wants him to have like this onion banana juice, and he hates it. He doesn't want it. And after he lets that love in, he asks for a bowl of that. And that's such a weird scene to get emotional for, but I really do. And I love when why am I blanking on his name? Zuko's uncle.
Iroh?
Iroh, thank you. Without getting into too many spoilers, this hug that Iroh gives Zuko at one point. People know what I'm talking about. That was real. Oh.
Lupin the Third, thank you for that 9-month subscription. Welcome back. Enjoy your Twitch sub, baby. Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. In an Elseworld style, pick a hero. What era in history would you want to see them in? I think an Aquaman story set in ancient Greece would be interesting, or maybe a Barry Allen in ancient Egypt gaining his super speed from the wizard Shazam.
I guess Deadpool at any point in history would probably be fun. I'm like, because he can always break the fourth wall. You don't even need a reason why he's there. He's just suddenly there, you know? So it's like, I feel like that'd be pretty easy. Pretty funny.
I'm pretty sure this has been done, but I love things set in like Victorian times. Like a good Constantine story set during like Victorian era is always nice. Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, would you please do an NC for either Coraline or Paranorman for Nostalgiaween this year? They're both fantastic.
Yeah, I think Paranorman's hitting like 10 years or something like that. So I think I put that down on the list. Yeah, it's hard to pick which one's better, because one has better story and the other has better characters, but they're both phenomenal, you know, in different ways. So yeah, I don't know. I'll probably talk about Paranorman.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, my sister got her blood test yesterday to determine the gender of the baby. We'll find out next week, but her genetic test for the baby is all good. I really want to know. I'll wait patiently, though.
Yeah, no, it sounds cool, man.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, would you make an NC for the 2012 Three Stooges movie? Sorry, I never watched the show, but the film hooked me and made me laugh regardless.
You never saw this show? Oh my goodness! Oh, they're classics. They're comedy classics. Especially the Curly episode. The Shemp ones are pretty funny too. I got a request for it before, actually quite a bit. So it is on the list. I should probably just move it up or something because so many people do ask for it.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. Going back to animated horror movies, would you ever consider a fanscription of what if Cool World was actually an animated horror film that Ralph Bakshi originally envisioned?
It's actually not a bad idea. I might write that down. Yeah, I'll write that down. That's not a bad idea.
Noah Zinner, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, I'm glad you enjoyed Amphibia. 2 questions. What was your favorite episode, and who was your favorite character, and why for both?
Maybe the finale of season 2, because that legit got a few moments where I went, and anything that can get me to gasp is always like doing something really well. A favorite character? Maybe is it Macy? Is that her name? The girl who shows up in season 2. She was pretty good. Or no, maybe the Frog King that the blonde girl teams up with. He's pretty fun too. He gets a lot of laughs. I don't know. A lot of them are pretty damn good characters.
Chad is saying it's Marcy.
Marcy, sorry, that's what I meant.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, will you review the Disney movie Pocahontas, maybe sometime around Thanksgiving?
What timing? I mean, I'm not a fan of it. I don't know. You know what it is? I feel like even though I know enough about the history to point out what didn't happen, trees can't talk. Yeah, you know. But I feel like you would really need like a real history buff to talk about why it doesn't work. Yeah, I can talk about the characters and stuff like that, but I feel like you really need someone to know history to analyze like why that doesn't quite work. The colors in that movie are beautiful though. Every time every once in a while I'll see it on like Disney Plus or something, I'll just be like, holy shit, the colors are phenomenal.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. So, Doug, how are you liking X-Men? Fun fact, WB wanted to also try their hand by doing a teenified version for Batman mythos back in 2009 called Gotham High, but canned it pretty early on.
Oh, I remember seeing like ads for that and everything. Yeah.
There was a comic Gotham High. That wasn't bad.
Okay, maybe that's what I'm thinking of, because I remember seeing ads for that or something. I'm really liking it, actually. Not as much as the 90s one, but I am really getting... I like when it brings up something I totally forgot about. I totally forgot Boom Boom. Like, when she showed up, I'm like, what? Holy shit, I forgot this character even existed. And then it made me think of, like, X-Force and stuff like that. I forgot X-Force was a thing, too. Holy shit. And, like, Asteroid M and stuff like that. Like, that was really cool to see. So there's a couple things that pop up. I'm like, okay, all right. Like, I didn't get this in the 90s show. Okay, I'm down for this. And it's, even though I'm still gonna prefer the 90s one and the original comic. I think the setup of the two not the two schools, but the two group of kids,
yeah,
and really focusing on like teen angst, like legitimately identifiable teen angst. I think it's very well done. Surprisingly, even though, like I said, my heart's gonna be to the original and the Jim Lee X-Men, but for what they had to do something different, I think it's pretty well put together.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. I just don't understand why each of these streaming services have glaring issues where there shouldn't be. What's ironic is that they were mimicking Netflix model at the beginning.
I mean, I guess I would have to know what errors in particular you're talking about.
DJ Lol5, thank you for the 100 bits. Do you think you could do an editorial about the Boys TV series, since you seem to be into it, as all of us who have watched the show have?
Yeah, the only one I was going back and forth. I'm like, I think too much time has passed. I like this last season. I thought it was really good character, good story and everything. I had issues with the satire. The satire is usually really good. But in this one, it was getting a little... What I like about The Boys is everyone's kind of hypocritical, and I like that. Even the heroes have this, how much do you give in to the bad side to do good, and I like that.
Yes.
And the humor reflects that. I don't like in this one where the satire is going, look at these celebrities trying to sell something while also taking part in a cause. Oh, by the way, here's our cause. Here's our message we're trying to get across. Oh, you want a White Claw? Oh, you want an Almond Joy? Oh, you want a Snickers? You want another White Claw? You want... There's stuff like that. When they're doing like the Imagine There's No Heaven satire, that's a funny setup, but they just sing the song. They should sing something like, I don't know, like If You Want to View Paradise or something, like another iconic song. When you just do the exact same thing, that's not funny. Play on it. It's like, oh, you got Patton Oswalt instead. That's not that creative. Or then you have Seth Rogen as some, bum jerking off. It's like, well, wait, so Seth Rogen's not in this universe, but Patton Oswalt is, you know what I mean? So it's little things like that they start to add up a little bit, but it's still good. It's still clever. But it's the first time where I started to have a few concerns about the satire. But again, the characters are still great. It's a fascinating story. I think they still have at the core, how much are people gonna give into the dark side in order to, do good for the good side? And it's a tough question. They really, really play with that a lot. So it is a very good series. That's the one thing I feel like maybe I could do an editorial on, but I think just too much time has passed.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. What real-life person or event do you wish would be made into a movie?
Man, shit. I always said, just because I'm a super fan, I always thought a movie about about Termite Terrace, where they made the Looney Tunes, would be kind of fun. And would it be riveting? No, but I think it would be fun. I think the animators look like they had a good time. There's some fun stories behind the scenes. What happened to them after, Looney Tunes are, handed over to someone else and years later and stuff. I think all that would have been pretty interesting. Yeah, that's only one where I'm just like, oh, that'd be fun. But of course, there's like a million fascinating stories out there. That's not the most fascinating one that haven't been told, but that's one where I'm like, oh, that'd be kind of fun. I'd see that.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. My brother got finished replaying BioShock, and honestly, I think it still holds up. We both can't help but laugh now and then because of how Redditory Andrew Ryan's speeches sound, but it's a thought-provoking game nonetheless, and invigorated my appreciation for the early 20th century and Art Deco in general.
Yeah, no, I never did play the second one, or even know what happens in it. A lot of people say I'm not missing much, but the Infinite was so mind-blowing when I saw that. And that actually, playing that is actually what got me to say, maybe I should go back and actually look at BioShock, the first one, because I think I only saw clips and I kind of knew the story. But after I played Infinite, that's where I was like, okay, I got to actually see what this original one is all about. I mean, again, I got the gist because I, did play the third one. But yeah, no, they're very, very cool games.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite AVGN episode? Sorry.
Man. And it's very well done. It's very funny, but I like it purely for the nostalgia, is the Tiger handheld games. I found out a lot of our people, too. That's like his third or fourth, second, I don't even know, most watched video on YouTube. So when I saw that, I was like, holy shit, okay, I'm not the only one that like really remembers these, because I had a ton of those too. I played so many of them, and they were cheap, and grandparents would always get them as gifts and stuff like that, and we all would kind of play with them and then lose interest and grab the next one. So it was really fun seeing those again, and it's just kind of realizing like, oh yeah, these were pretty shitty.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 200 bits. Okay, Doug, will you review A League of Their Own? Amazon Prime has their own reboot series out now, or The Last Unicorn sometime later this year?
Last Unicorn, I gotta check out. Yeah, I haven't seen the. I saw an ad for the Prime show, which sounded. It's gonna sound weird. This is the second attempt at a show, because they actually did try one shortly after the film. Came out. Yeah. And I don't remember if it was good or bad. Obviously, it didn't last very long, but I can't remember. I mean, but it had like the laugh track. It was kind of like a sitcom and stuff. But I can't remember if it was good or bad. And nobody talks about it. I'd actually be really curious to check that out again. Because, yeah, I don't have that many memories of it. But we'll see.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, are there any Hallmark Christmas movies on this year's reviews?
No. How do I put it? I feel like those are for me. Like when Christmas comes around, I'm like, oh, I'm just going to watch these for myself. Unless it does something spectacular like that Holiday in Handcuffs one. That was one where I just had to do it because both my brother and his wife were just like, no, you gotta see it. You've never seen anything like this. And he was right. So, but I haven't seen one quite as spectacularly bad as that. That kind of works, hits all the right check marks, and is just unbelievably funny for all the right and wrong reasons somehow.
Lupin the Third, thank you for the 50 bits. Are you going to review Fat Man this Christmas?
Oh, the Mel Gibson one?
I think so, yeah.
I should sit down and watch the whole thing. I think I started it, and it wasn't bad, but I didn't get all the way through it. So I should sit down and watch the whole thing at least, because it is kind of a funny idea.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Nice shirt. Will the next March movie month be Pirates Month with Pirates of the Caribbean?
Yeah.
Great. Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Doug, Heather, between these 4 choices, what would you use as transportation? A skateboard, a bike, a scooter, or roller skates? A bike for me, easy. I love biking.
Yeah. Just sorry, nothing more exciting than that. Just yeah, bike.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. How did you come up with the Nostalgia Critic's name and look?
I mean, I knew I wanted to talk about nostalgic stuff because I was going through a nostalgic phase. I mean, I'm clearly not anymore. And then the look was, I always kind of liked suit coats, and a lot of times I wore a black hat even when I was a kid. So I just sort of worked that in. And then when the final Harry Potter book was released, I was going to go cover the event, because there was a big event in Chicago. And Rob said, it's a big event. You should wear a tie. And I just love that idea. So I got on a white shirt and a tie without, putting it under a collar or anything. And I'm like, that's it. The outfit's complete. This is it.
Queen Calificent, thank you for the 50 bits. At my school, we're only allowed to show rated G movies to the kids. So technically, I can show my kids The Haunting, but not Frozen. Isn't that insane? Sorry, as someone who used to be a teacher, it's insane some of those stupid restrictions that they have, because even my students would laugh because they were like, we needed to sign waivers for us to watch The Giver, but they didn't need waivers to watch oh gosh, why can't I think of it now? Oh shoot. Oh Heather. Oh gosh, the one with my brain is dying.
Well, I can tell you some other ones. The Planet of the Apes movies are all G, except for one. One had a little too many violence. It's like the third one or something, or a fourth one. And there's like lobotomies in that movie. There's like people being whipped and get your damn paws off me, you damn dirty ape, and stuff. I mean, there's like, damn you all to hell. They're all G.
Yep. Yeah. And some of my students started to figure that out, and they were like, because my middle schoolers could watch PG, and they were like, Miss Roos, we can watch Frozen, or we can watch Gremlins. And I was like, I mean, you guys are right.
Another one, Ferris Bueller's Day Off. That's another one. They'd always shoot. Or Raiders of the Lost Ark, because that is borderline R.
Yeah.
Okay? I don't know how they got away with PG on that one.
Yeah. Briscoe, thank you for the 300 bits. Have you already decided what is going to be in Halloween specials?
I think I got most of them picked. I was just looking it over the other day. Yeah, I'm still open to suggestions if anyone's got stuff. But yeah, I think I got them picked out.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Is it true that The Odd Life of Timothy Green inspired you to renew the NC character?
Yeah, I saw it. Both my wife and I saw it on a plane heading back. I think we were coming back from France, and we're like, I don't know, let's watch a couple movies here. We'll watch at the same time, put on the little headphones. I remember seeing the ads for that movie. It looked okay, and when we watched it, we just looked at each other like, is this for real? Is that this was a real film that it wasn't released ironically or anything? We were so blown away, and there was so much to talk about. I really was like, man, what if I did a nostalgia critic on this? And I started getting the idea of doing sketches in there and expanding on the jokes and everything. So yeah, no, it really did.
Kevin Lane, thank you for gifting that sub to Lavender91. Welcome, appreciate that.
Thank you.
Mustard Man, thank you for the 100 bits. Okay, Doug, I gotta know, what's the story behind the poster choices in Untitled Review Show? Do you just use random posters you have lying about, or is there some hidden meaning about each one that I'm missing?
So when we did test for it, we did maybe 3 or 4 tests, and I said, well, look, we're going to order the posters, for the actual movie, because I'm sure we can get them ahead of time. Turns out it's actually very hard to get those for the week when it comes out. Surprisingly, you'd think that'd be really easy. But so at the time, I think I was doing a test review of like Sing 2. I just had Terminator 2, and I just put a little koala face on there and put Sing over Terminator Sing 2 and stuff. And Rob was watching. He's like, you want to know? He's like, it was good. It's a good test and everything, and gave criticism and stuff. But he says, you know what the funniest part was? That goddamn poster. I think we should just do that. I said, I was thinking that too. I think that's pretty funny. So that's always what we do. There's nothing else to it. We just think it's funny.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Is there a celebrity you have a feeling might be kind of off-putting in real life? For me, I don't have any proof, but Aubrey Plaza gives me creepy vibes. Oh, see, I think she'd be great to hang with.
I would be fascinated to see what she's like in Red. Just how much is an act and how much isn't.
Absolutely.
Even though I love his comedy, I get the feeling Dave Chappelle would be a little off-putting. He seems like one of those guys. He's got like a genius mind, but it's only like one side that's working. The other side of like, hey, let's go. He seems like a guy where you'd be like, hey, let's go hang. Yeah, sure. And then he never shows up. Like he comes across as that guy to me, and I guess that has happened a couple times. But I don't know. There's others. Patton Oswalt kind of rubs me the wrong way too, but his comedy's fine, I always feel like certain comedians are like, and then others I'd be like I hear Larry the Cable Guy is like an absolute sweetheart. A Carrot Top is supposed to be like a phenomenal human being, apparently. So it's always like people be like, oh, I don't like the comedy, but man, they seem really cool, kind of thing, like in real life kind of thing. So, but I don't know. I could be totally wrong. I could meet these people and be like, oh my God, you are wonderful human beings. Like, I have no idea. I'm just going off of vibes, you know what I mean? But like, I have no proof of any of that.
Thief Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I have a question for Heather. What are some other games that you're going to be playing for the Channel Awesome Twitch streams? I mean, me personally, I'm actually not 100% sure what I'm going to do when I finish Ratchet and Clank. I've always been interested in playing Doom Eternal, some of the Wolfenstein games, maybe Ori, because I was interested in playing like Ori and the Blind Forest. Definitely Pokemon Scarlet when that comes out. I cannot wait for Violet. I'm gonna be playing Pokemon Violet. I want to play Pokemon Violet when that comes out. I will definitely be playing that.
I will not.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you ever review the live action Ben 10 movies? Also, I believe another version will be made starring Tom Holland as Ben Tennyson. Tennyson? Sorry.
I've never seen the show. I know what it is. I know the basic setup. I've never seen the show. So yeah, I'm not the one to do it. I'm sorry.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Idea for a Nostalgia Ween intro, riff on Scooby-Doo theme. Why is my brain failing me right now? Nostalgia Critic. Oh, Nostalgia Critic, where are you? We've got some reviews to do now. Sorry, my brain died and couldn't remember
Nostalgia Critic. Yeah, if it's like nostalgia, that doesn't help.
Yeah, that's why I was like, do I just not remember this? Because it was like 3 nostalgias in a row, and I was like, whoa.
Yeah, okay.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. What the worst episode of Batman the Animated Series for you?
There's one I remember in season 4 where like Mr. Freeze is like a head with spider legs or something. I just remember seeing that and just like, no, I reject this. This is stupid. Like a lot of things in season 4, I think people were kind of split on, and I get that. But as soon as I saw that, I'm just like, no, I don't accept this at all. And I can't entirely explain why. It's just too silly somehow. For a man dressing up like a bat and a guy with a freeze gun, somehow that's too silly for me.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Lion King is the worst live action remake. No contest. Don't at me. Well, actually, this is a good opportunity and a good moment for me to start this poll, eh? Thank you for that perfect
there you go.
transition there. All right, so I'm going to put a poll up in chat for what movies we should rank in our tier list. These are all suggestions from you, chat, that we've had in the past. Your choices are going to be the live-action Disney remakes. I said movies. I should put remakes. That is wrong. Remakes. MCU, Stephen King adaptations, and Star Wars. Like all Star Wars movies, including like Rogue One and all that jazz. You can do additional votes with channel points. So have fun with that. I would say don't go crazy, but you probably will go crazy. We're gonna have 10 minutes on the clock. It should have started now. You should see it above in your chat. It should be there in your chat. Excellent. Okay. FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. This is more of Scooby-Doo. Come on, nostalgia critic. I see you pretending you've never seen it, but you're not fooling me, because I can see the way you shake and shiver.
Kind of a rhyme. I just don't see how nostalgia critic and Scooby-Doo, how that's supposed to hit the same.
I was trying my best.
beat. Yeah, no, I mean, it can't be done. It just can't be done.
LJH, thank you for the 50 bits. What's your opinion on Duckman ending?
Oh, it's infuriating, but I think that's the idea. I think they knew they didn't have, another season, and like that was their Hail Mary, like, well, if this doesn't get it, nothing will, and nothing did. I don't even think the writer ever revealed like what he had in mind. I think people ask him about it, and like he just made some jokes. So yeah, I hate it, but that's pretty funny. It's funny that I hate it. You know what I mean? So I kind of have respect for it.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug and Heather. Could I recommend a mini-series on Netflix, Lost Ollie? The best way to describe it, a live-action Toy Story mixed with Homeward Bound.
How do you spell Ollie?
Excuse me, Ollie.
Lost Ollie. Oh, this weird thing. Oh, I didn't know this was out. Okay. Yeah, isn't it like some sort of like big director or something that did it too? Like, I mean, not a director or like did something or other. I mean, it looked terrible to me, but like I saw the people behind it. I was like, all right, I mean, these are, I can't remember what it was, but I remember seeing like names on there. I was just like, okay, well, that's something. Those are people. So, maybe I'll check it out. If for any other reason, just the people that were behind it.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Stinky Pete was voiced by Kelsey Grammer, who voiced Captain Dodge and Dr. Robert Terwinger in The Simpsons.
That's true.
Talkative Carl, thank you for the 50 bits. Someone posted a clip from Ren and Stimpy on Twitter of Stimpy having a log between his butt cheeks and Ren a saw affixed to his crotch and then started sawing. I was shocked because I don't remember the cartoon being this lewd when I was a kid. Are there any shows you're surprised by its problematic scenes? For me, it's the anime Food Wars. It's great, but it's borderline hentai.
I mean, that was always kind of the idea of Ren and Stimpy. If anything, when they got the adult show going, a lot of people say it lost its magic because now it's just showing you the stuff. They don't have to hint at it. I kind of argue that with the new Animaniacs too, even though I do like the new Animaniacs. Now it's like they're not hiding the swear words. They're just saying it, and that's not as fun. But I'm trying to think. Everyone, I mean, a lot of them are on Dark Toons. I'll just see something. I'll just be like, holy shit, like that got by. Oh my God. Yeah, but top of my head I can't think of, but like I said, they're on the Dark Toons, and they're all usually like from the 40s or 50s or something.
I know, guys, thank you for the 50 bits. Is one of the Nostalgia-ween reviews the 2022 Firestarter?
No, I haven't seen that one. I hear it's just kind of dull and not that interesting, so I don't know if I'm going to. Oh, I do remember one for the last question about something I couldn't believe was in something. So there was a Shelley Duvall like fairy tale theater, and she got all these celebrities in it. One of it was like Terry Garr and Robin Williams in like The Princess and the Frog. And there's one scene where she's like changing in the dressing room, and there's Robin Williams as the frog, and he's kind of gleaming over, and she says, "Turn around, you horny toad." I was like, whoa, holy shit. Like, that really surprised me.
FBL, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you ever heard of Aurora's cover of the song Life on Mars? I have not.
I don't know. It weirdly kind of sounds familiar. Life on Mars. I don't know why I'm typing it in like I'm going to listen to it right now. I'm just seeing if, like, I guess the the visuals inspire something or reminds me of something. No, I don't think so. I'll try to check it out.
Thief Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. And another one for Heather. What was your favorite performance in a past Nostalgia Critic episodes? I mean, I had a lot of fun with Richie, obviously, in the It reviews. I had a lot of fun doing Dr. Poison in Wonder Woman. I
Mhm.
think those are some of my favorites.
Yeah, Dr.
Yeah.
Poison still. And both of those really make me laugh.
Brand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Ever watched the Peanuts movie? It actually made me laugh, even though Snoopy steals the show.
Yeah, it's good. I don't think it's great. There's a few too many modern things in there that kind of throw it off its game a little bit, but it's not bad. It's a decent movie.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. How awesome would it be if Disney actually made a Sugar Rush game? I'd play it all day long, and my main character would be Vanellope for the glitching.
Yeah, it's weird they made a Fix It Felix game, but not a Sugar Rush. Maybe because Sugar Rush would be more expensive to do. I mean, Fix It Felix is pretty easy, with the simple graphics.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm with you. I think it would do well.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Heather. Any thoughts, opinions, or impressions of Sonic Frontiers so far? I am not the person to ask about a Sonic game. Like, I only really played the Sonic, I think it was Adventures. I had a Dreamcast, and really all we played were those Adventures, Sonic Adventures 1 and 2. I watched some of the trailer, but like, I don't know. I don't have much of an opinion on it right now. I don't think I'm going to end up playing it because I'm not like a Sonic super fan. But I hope that it's good. I hope that for Sonic fans, it does turn out to be a good time for y'all. Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. I can't wait for the next commercial video. Any more crazy PSAs you found that are like, ah?
Not yet, but we always and we always say I think this will be the last year we do the PSAs, and then y'all out there find crazier ones, and we're just like, oh my god, well now we gotta do this, because that's always the hardest part to like work in. Is like there's almost this, I know people look forward to them, but there's almost a sense of like, oh now we're gonna get to like the serious commercials. You know what I mean? They're not as much fun to mock, but because of that, I think people laugh harder at them because you're not supposed to laugh at them. So yeah, you guys always find some good ones. We always put out links saying, hey, give us some PSAs and commercials here.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Doug, you want to hear some traumatic irony? In the first Obi-Wan episode, Leia's father tells her one day her people will look up to her, and 9 years later, he was right, as they all looked at the Death Star, which was on before they were all blown up.
Yeah, I can see that coming. You're not wrong.
Yep. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. I wanted to ask if Doug knew anything about the haunted water tower, but it suddenly turned into a question of geography, all because of a typo of mine. Sorry, I just wanted to make sure that we were all talking about the same place. And I guess we were. So, Doug, do you know anything about the hauntings at the water tower place?
No, we knew what you were talking about. We knew the place you were talking about. But I know the place, but I don't know too many of the ghost stories. Again, that's more of my brother would probably know because he knows like every ghost story around Chicago.
Mm-hmm. I mean, it's a fascinating place because it's one of the only places that survived the Chicago fire. So if you are in Chicago, it is worth ducking into.
Hey, yeah, it looks cool too.
Nobel Page, thank you for the 100 bits. No message, just the bits. Appreciate it.
Thank you.
KP Kruk, thank you for the 50 bits. An idea for Freak Show Cinema, or was that real? CSA, the Confederate States of America. It's a mockumentary film in the style of an old British history film. It's an alternate history of America if the South won the Civil War. There are fake historians and even commercial breaks advertising racist shows and products. Some places and products featured actually existed in real life.
Huh, intro. Okay, I don't know if I do that for like an NC or something, but that sounds like a movie that'd either be like fascinating or like horrifically bad. So but what was it called again? CSA?
CSA, the Confederate States of America.
Okay, yeah. Oh, you know what? Other shit's gonna pop up. Yep, it sure did. Okay. CSA,
Oops.
move it. I'll find it. Don't worry, I'll find it.
Noble Page, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you heard of an old web series of Timothy Series and Stupid Mario Brothers by Rich Alvarez?
Wait, why does Stupid Mario Brothers sound familiar?
That sounds super familiar.
Yeah, like I swear something. Let me see. The imagery's not reminding me. Maybe I saw it like a long time ago, and I'm just blanking it out. I'll try to watch it again because, yeah, like I feel like I know that name, but the imagery's not popping up to me. So, yeah, I'll try to check it out. possibly again. Maybe I saw it before.
The vote is almost up for our tier rank.
Mm.
I'm very excited about it. That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think of She-Hulk episode 2? Are you excited for episode 3 tomorrow?
It's hit and miss. I think I was saying I like it when it's a Hulk show, and I like it when it's a lawyer show. I don't like it when it's a Disney sitcom. I don't like that. And I feel like she's treating it more like she's just entering law school, not she graduated law school. You know what I mean? Like, you can make lawyers funny, that's fine, but I feel like there should still be a weight and kind of a cynicism to it. 'Cause I feel like law school, the whole lawyer world would kind of beat you down. You got to get, like, you do need humor to survive it, but I feel like it'd be more of like a cynical humor. But I love stuff like Tim Roth, like making some good arguments about why he shouldn't be in there. I love stuff with like the metabolism of like her drinking as a Hulk, and then when she goes back to normal, like she falls over, like, because it's different. Like, things like that are great. And her and I think Bruce Banner have like really good chemistry too. So I still want to check it out. There's enough in there that's keeping me invested.
The live-action Disney remakes have won the poll. The live-action Disney remakes have won the poll. We will be doing a live tier list of those.
Yeah, man, I don't know what we were gonna do with the Stephen King one, man, because there's like, as many Disney remakes there's like a shit ton of Stephen King.
We would have figured it out. I think I would have figured out which, like, the top 20 that most of us have seen. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. I thought it was funny in the new anime review. You acted like anime was no longer a thing. Are you crazy? Anime will last forever.
Oh yeah, that was me playing a dumbass. I know. Trust me, I know.
Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, hello, and many other forms of greetings. I have a question for Sarah, Alex, and chat. If you were an 80s video game enemy, would you rather be killed by Dig Dug or Bomberman?
Get on that.
I'd rather be killed by Bomberman, I think. Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Is Bloody Birthday and Village of the Dam on Nostalgiaween?
No. Is Bloody Birthday or is a Happy Birthday? I confused those two. I mean, either way, they're not on there. I probably won't do them either because I don't think not many people are demanding it. You know what I mean?
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Ever heard of the movie Interview with a Vampire? It was Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise with that guy not being the main character. Yay, it's really good in my opinion. I was shocked with the story.
You know, I've seen bits and pieces. I've never seen the whole movie.
Oh, really?
So, yeah, I should sit down and watch the whole thing. I did see the, I think I saw the Kirsten Dunst stuff, and I think at first I didn't even recognize her. I'm just like, man, this child actress is really good. And I found out later, I'm like, kind of looks like Kirsten Dunst. I'm like, oh, this is Interview with a Vampire. Okay, it must be her. And that whole storyline was really fascinating. I haven't seen anything beyond that, though, because I just get the feeling I would snicker at Brad Pitt and Tom Cruise and those clothes and the hair and stuff. So, but I don't know. Maybe I like it. I should sit down and actually watch the whole thing.
Mm-hmm. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Please consider reviewing the Rankin Bass movie, The Life and Adventures of Santa Claus.
That's another one. I'm always afraid to touch those because I feel like the copyright on those would be pretty tight. And that's not saying I'll never touch, that and Rudolph and all that stuff, but I'm afraid to. Like I said, I just feel like that's one around the holidays they would just strike it right away. You know what I mean?
Briscoe, thank you for the 300 bits. Would you please do a Nostalgiaween episode for Hangman's Curse?
Don't know if I know that one. Probably not, because like I said, it's just one that not a lot of people probably know about. His clown thing's kind of funny. Oh, it's just a clown mask. Probably not, but maybe I'll just check it out on my own because I'm assuming it's a bad movie, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it's great.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Could you give us a hint for what the intro for Nostalgiaween will be? I still haven't seen it. No, I'm just kidding.
There's weirdly tons that were left in this Q&A actually. So yeah, you can go back and see those. We literally sung it a little earlier.
Mumra, thank you for the 50 bits. How do you feel about the merger of all the Showtime series going over to Paramount Plus? Do you think more streaming services should do this to gain more content and subs? I think it's a good idea if the pricing is right and cuts down on all these individual services to sub to. I want to see the Showtime series Yellow Jackets and Christina Ricci now that I have Paramount.
Billions is a wonderful show too, and that's the only thing that ever got me close to getting Showtime because I love the show Billions. Um, but yeah, I don't know. I would assume it's a good idea, but at the same time, if it goes under, it's like, oh man, they're just gonna scatter all over the place again. But maybe they'll just go to some of the streaming platforms that are doing well. So I don't know. I don't know. I'm not a business guy.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Heather, Doug, favorite urban legends, please. I mean, you brought it up earlier, but I do love Resurrection Mary. That's a good Chicago legend.
I mean, I guess that kind of counts as an urban legend.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of a ghost story, but also kind of an urban legend. I mean, like, I don't know, maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like a lot of us, like, edgy people in high school, like, all of us at some point ended up going to Resurrection Cemetery at night, you know?
Yeah, we all do. Every Chicago, it's like a rite of passage. Like, you have to. In the middle of the night and stuff, yeah. See all the other, like, goth kids and devil worshippers that, like, aren't doing shit. They're just getting drunk and stuff. But any of the ones on Dragnet, the story you just saw was true, and they're obviously not. You know, it's just old marijuana propaganda and stuff like that. Those are pretty funny.
Samwise asks, thank you for the 100 bits. Will Doug ever do an old versus new on the producers? Also, I assume that Doug isn't a fan of Matthew Broderick singing.
Or Matthew Broderick in general. I will say this. I saw him on Comedians in Cars Getting Coffee, and I was shocked to find it's like, oh, that is just him. That's how he talks. That's how he acts. And he's actually kind of adorable. And, you know, in real life, that's another example of someone I'm like, man, I can't stand his acting. But in real life, he's kind of so awkward. It's like, you're kind of really evil. I just want to hug you up, you cute little awkward thing. Like, you're just so freaking weird. Yeah, I just feel like the original would kind of win everything. So, because I was debating it, I'm just like, no, just all go to the original. So, even though there's good people in the remake, but yeah, it's like just the original wins. There you go. There's your short version.
GPS 88, thank you for the 100 bits. I have nothing to ask, just here to enjoy that awesome badasses on the stream. Thank you for years of awesome content and laughs.
Oh my God, thank you so much. So kind. That was the most badass response. Oh my God, thank you so much.
Caterberg, thank you for the 100 bits. Is there the possibility of another Disney-cember? I know you've run quite the gambit, but I've got to imagine there's still some material to work with.
Oh yeah, the Friday night streams, I mean, are done for Disney-cembers, honestly, because we include games in them now. So it's like, yeah, we just incorporate those into them. So yeah, no, we still got them coming.
GPS 88, thank you for the 200 bits. Ooh, thought of something. Review of the Wednesday Addams Show on Netflix.
Yeah, maybe for like an Untitled review show, because I do have I never use it and I should. I do have like kind of a screener contact for Netflix, and that is the one where I'm like, yeah, I might see if I can get some early screenings of that, because that would be cool to watch that ahead of time, because it does look interesting.
Grand Omega, thank you for the 50 bits. Did Mara Wilson really embarrass you with those old videos, or was that an act?
No, she really broke into my place, found the videos. No, it's an act. But you know what? It's the sign of a good actress, isn't it? Because you couldn't tell.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. The Resident Evil Netflix show suffered the same fate as Cowboy Bebop, it being canceled within a month after release. Hopefully Avatar doesn't follow in their footsteps. Oh, I truly think it will.
Yeah. Yeah, after what I've been hearing. Wouldn't it be amazing if it turns out like all the decisions Netflix made about the show were right? And, like,
I doubt that.
And then like their animated movies are like terrible. The ones
I
of the original creators
doubt that.
I doubt it too with their track record. But yeah, it's one of the few. I don't want to say I want the show to do bad, because
no,
there's a lot of people working very hard on it, a lot of careers I'm sure are going to get started from it and stuff like that. So it's like, no, I want it to do well. It's a great show and story and characters. I want it to be represented as best it can. My guess is it's not going to, and knowing that the creators are doing their own animated movies, how can you not kind of be cheering for them and kind of hoping the other, like, just to prove that the creators were right, you know? But honestly, I want both to do very, very well, and everybody's happy about everything. That's what I want.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. I was allowed to watch Misery in grade 7 or 8.
sounds right. It's about. Hey, I think I saw it in 5th or 6th grade.
Oh, really? I don't.
So
I don't think I've
yeah.
seen it. So
Oh, it's fun. It's really fun. It's one you can probably watch because it is quote unquote scary, but it's also funny. Kathy Bates is both intimidating but really really funny at the same time. I think you'd have a ball with it.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, in November, will you review Anastasia? It will be celebrating its 25th anniversary on that month. I know you're not a big fan of that movie, but you can bring out the positives or negatives on what you think about that movie.
Uh, Maybe it's always one where I kind of go, should I talk about it? Should I not? I'm not sure. Yeah, because you're right. That there's a lot of pros, there's a lot of cons to it, and it is interesting to talk about. We'll see.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey, Heather, what if during the Halloween season you played the original Haunting? It's a G-rated movie after all. You know what? That will not scar 12-year-olds at all. It's a brilliant idea. That's sarcasm, by the way. Please don't take my teaching license away.
And I'm also bored by it, I think.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 55 bits. Fun fact, my high school friend Maddie Liptak played an extra. He was a soccer player on The Odd Life of Timothy Green. Apparently, Jennifer Garner hated this project. She was on her phone almost all the time and gave the director some attitude.
Interesting.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Also, Doug, have you seen Disney's The Kid or Remember the Titans yet? If you have seen either of them, your thoughts? If you have not, I'll wait for Disney Semper.
No, it's gonna be next year. I have on the list for next year because I think this year kind of filled up, especially with all the shows that are only running one season. That kind of like filled up a few slots there too. So yeah, I'll get to them, but it's gonna be next year.
Caterberg, thank you for the 100 bits, and this is continuing the Scooby-Doo thing. Now we got a mystery to solve, so NC, best be ready for your act. Don't hold back. And dear NC, if you agree, you'll have yourself a nice nostalgic snack. That's a fact.
Well, doobie snack. That's what I'll need after the bad movies.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 100 bits. Hi, Doug. Now that you reviewed The Secret of Nim and An American Tail, will you do a review on All Dogs Go to Heaven?
Maybe. Yeah, there are a lot of Bluth movies that would be pretty interesting to talk about, honestly. Now that I'm kind of opening it up to like good movies too. The ones that are kind of hard to explain why they're good are really interesting, and that is one where it's like there's good stuff in it, but it's like this shouldn't work. Why does this work? Like it is kind of fascinating that way.
Thiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Are there any movies you've seen only once because it has themes that were uncomfortably questionable? I myself don't like blood or any subtext of abuse and toxic relationships.
Oh, see, in the company of men, that'll win you. I'll say there's one movie I saw. Maybe I should try. Maybe time's come to watch it again because I saw it when I was in, I forget it was early college or late high school, and it was so disturbing. It's brilliant, but it was so disturbing. I'm like, I can't ever watch this again. It's called Happiness. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly why it's disturbing. But it's very, very well done. But yeah, it's like, just nah. I don't think I'm ready yet. I don't think I'm ready to watch it again. There's a horror film called The Eyes of My Mother, or Through the Eyes of My Mother, that's similar too. There's one scene in there where I'm just like, oh, this is like the first horror film in a while to really like get under my skin. Like it's just very, very disturbing.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Here's how to work the Scooby-Doo song into a Nostalgia-ween intro. Nostalgia critic, we're coming after you. Gonna review this movie. Nostalgia critic, we're coming after you. Nostalgia critic. I don't know. I'm trying my best.
It's my nostalgia critic fits there, but not the we're coming after you. We're coming after you. That's still too many beats. But don't worry, we got top people on it. Don't worry.
Thiff Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. Unpopular opinion. Ooh, and this is a biggie. I actually enjoyed the original Suicide Squad movie more than the new one.
I definitely can't say that.
I would be fascinated to hear why, Thiff Guy. I would be fascinated to know why.
Even though that review of ours does really well of the first one, I think I say I like it more than I dislike it. I actually do like the style of the movie fine, and the actors are having fun. But all the criticisms are right. You know, I'm not going to ask like, whoa, what's everyone getting upset about? No, they're totally right. But yeah, I thought the other one really I'll say the style of the first one in a way seems a little bit more, for lack of a better word, compact. Like I can kind of easily put that in a box and see what it is. Where the other one, that's part of the fun. It's a little tougher to like sort of say what's the style of that film, but that's also kind of why it's fun too. It is a little harder to pinpoint, but I think that could be why maybe it didn't do as well either box office wise.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 100 bits. For this year's commercial special, can see another Domino's one. Don't know which one in particular, just to use as a means to poke fun at how they were just kicked out of Italy.
Did I ever do? Did I ever do the Noid? I can't remember. See, that's the thing now. Is like I look back, and I sort of see this commercial. I'm like, oh man, this is funny. I'll start to write jokes and be like, wait, that sounds familiar. Oh shit, I did this already. It's like when you do this job for so long. So I guess I'll see if I ever did the Noid in a commercial.
Briscoe, thank you for the 100 bits. I sent you a bunch of ads like Domino's starring Donald Trump.
Yeah, I think there was a Pizza Hut one too. We might have some of those. He was in a lot of commercials at the time. I mean, they're almost too easy now. I don't know. I'd have to think of something really different, unique I could do with it because it's like, yeah, I feel like I would just do the jokes that everyone would do. You know what I mean?
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. What if shows had a non-canon episode where the cast suffers the Thanos snap and half the cast gets reduced to dust? Imagine The Simpsons or Parks and Rec or Married with Children suffering half the cast snapped out of existence.
I don't know. Disney owns a lot of franchises and properties and stuff. That would be pretty funny if like they worked that in somewhere, like like maybe an interview with like some of the Simpson cast members, like in a Marvel movie or a show, talking about how like, yeah, when Nancy Cartwright disappeared in the snap, it's like it was hard to find a replacement. Show like The Replacement. That's actually really funny. Yeah, because they own all those IPs. That's not a bad idea with other like or making the new Star Wars movies and half the people were snapped and stuff. You might have something there.
I'm sorry, I laughed because a couple of people said you did the Noid, and then we're like, wait, I just realized how super dirty that sounds. Spread it around, people. Doug did the Noid.
Well, okay, there you go, and I filmed it apparently too. So.
Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Would you ever bring Rob back in these chatting streams? Whenever he's free, he's more than welcome, because it's a scheduling issue. We didn't like make a choice to tell him he should stop coming. Just a scheduling issue.
Yeah, and the thing too, he's working his ass off right now on the Batman Robin fan script. He's doing like a bajillion images for it and writing and voiceover and stuff like that. So that's really taking up like all his time right now.
Fifth Guy, thank you for the 100 bits. I shared this unpopular opinion yesterday, and I want to share it with you, Doug. I didn't like the original Ghostbusters. I liked the cartoon a lot more.
Oh, interesting. Okay. I haven't heard that. I haven't heard somebody likes the show more than the movie. That's interesting. Because more happens, maybe? Is that the idea? Yeah, I wouldn't mind hearing what your mindset is on that.
Jacob33, film noir historian, thank you for the 100 bits. Hey Doug, I have been watching Nostalgia Critic since the beginning in 2007, 15 years ago. I was 16. Damn, time flies. My question was, I've seen all of your Cinderella NC reviews, but never one on the 1997 TV version with Whitney Houston and Brandy. Are you planning on reviewing it for an upcoming Nostalgia Critic review or the upcoming Disney December of 2022?
I think I'm going to do it for Disney December. I think I have it again for the following year. Somebody brought it up, and I'm like, yeah, I never did see that. That was a big deal when it came out, too. They, like, pushed that really, really hard, and it's like, I do have a soft spot for that story, honestly. So I'm like, yeah, I might check that out.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I'm almost done watching Human Resources, and I might agree with you about it being better than Big Mouth. The 8th and 9th episodes are legit heartbreaking. I still have one episode left to go, though.
Yeah, they were always the best part of Big Mouth, was those creatures, like the hormone monsters and stuff like that. So when I saw they're getting their own show, I was kind of crossing my fingers, like, please don't let it be one of those things where it's like, it sounds like a good idea, but then when you do it, it fails. It's like, no, it really was better. And I like these characters a lot more too, and following them around and seeing all the other different creatures and stuff. So yeah, I really, really like that show.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. In terms of other Jim Carrey movies, are you going to do a review of Liar Liar or Ace Ventura in the future?
I don't know how much I could add to them. I think I am for Christmas. I'm probably gonna do a Christmas Carol though, because I think some people have been asking for it after Polar Express. And again, that's one where I can talk a lot about it, both pro and con. So yeah, it'll be interesting talking about that.
Jeff Rain, thank you for the 50 bits. Let's be honest, your review of Diary of a Wimpy Kid made me realize it's the live-action Nickelodeon Doug movie we never asked for and never wanted. Lol.
Doug has his problems. I don't think he's a sociopath though.
A Hemi Powered, thank you for the 200 bits. Did you know someone is offering $1,300 to watch 13 Stephen King movies?
I mean, sounds like money in the bank.
It's $100 per movie.
Yeah, I mean, that sounds nice.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. I've been watching Green Eggs and Ham on Netflix, and so far it's hands down the best Dr. Seuss adaptation. The voice acting is terrific, the animation is beautifully hand-drawn, and the humor is often hilarious and very charming. Can't recommend it more.
I've heard that before. Yeah, I still haven't gotten around to watching it. I don't know when I'm gonna get around to watching it. Sadly, like I said, there's just so much stuff to watch. But I have heard that. You're not the first one to say that. A lot of people say it's very, very good.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. Even all these years later, I still think the funniest thing you can say before you die is, Mein Führer, I can walk. What do you guys think? What's the funniest thing you can say before you die?
My last words are, and then you die.
Oh, okay. Kevin Lane, thank you for the 50 bits. Professor Walker, you know your age is surpassed only by your wisdom, so please tell us what video games of the early 90s were like.
No, I mean, they were the best, man. Come on. But I was also a kid in the early 90s. So, I mean, I have a little bit of a bias there. But there was something really cool about going from Nintendo to Super Nintendo. Something about that was so mind-blowing, kind of more than any other system. And even though it's not that many like graphics, man, you see like the N64 and all that stuff, and you know what we have now with the PlayStation and 5 and everything. Clearly that's much more impressive, but something about going from Nintendo to Super Nintendo, I still remember just being like, whoa, we're seeing something important. You know what I mean?
Yes.
I don't know. There's something about these, because I think it had these classic games anyone can play, anyone can like, and they were just given these really cool makeovers and just the appropriate things that need to be added to them were added to them. You know what I mean? Where you can like play Mario 64 and be like, oh, some stuff doesn't work on here. Oh, this doesn't look that great, you know, or even GoldenEye is a classic game, but it's like still all blocky and weird. Like the graphics still on those original games are still, for what they are still like, wow. Like the design of them and everything is still like Castlevania 4 still looks beautiful, despite that it's whatever, 16 bits.
CJ Noel Lopez, thank you for the 60 bits. I'm on my way to the movies to spend 220 minutes watching The Return of the King Extended Edition. Yeah, baby!
Yeah, have fun, man.
Honest Reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Continuing a bracket started from Shrek's stream, Madagascar Trilogy versus How to Train Your Dragon Trilogy. How to Train Your Dragon for me, hands down, easy.
Yes, but I do really like the Madagascar movies. The third one especially I thought was very, very funny.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Have you seen Promising Young Woman or A Monster Calls? Cinema Therapy have done episodes on it, and they look really great movies if you have your thoughts.
I didn't see A Monster Calls. I saw Promising Young Woman. I was shocked. That's another one of those where I'm like, that only came out last year? Holy shit. I thought it was like 3 years old or something. Yeah, that's a really good movie. And I like it too because at first I was kind of put off because they were playing it like an exploitation movie. Oh, I can't wait to see the revenge in this. And then it was all kind of like, you know, blackmail and mind games. But I'm like, oh, but where's the, you know, the classic exploitation violence? And then when you kind of keep going and you get to the end, it's like, oh, okay, I see what you're doing. Oh, this movie was good. This was a good movie.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Hi, Doug. Have you seen the show Good Omens on Amazon? There's a second season coming out, which I'm very excited for. The cast is excellent and so funny. The premise is also brilliant and super creative. I thought you'd enjoy it.
No, I'm actually getting through Sandman, the other Neil Gaiman
Hell
show he's
yeah.
got going. And Good Omens look good too. I mean, I guess it's in the title. But I never did. I always keep forgetting it's a thing, and nobody
Yeah.
talks about it. Like, have you seen it, Heather, or no?
I haven't, but I've read. Neil Gaiman is one of my favorite authors. So like I've read Good Omens. I've read American Gods is another one that is one of his books. That's
Yeah,
a
it's
show
another
that
one.
like I just haven't got around to. So I'll get to it eventually because the cast looks brilliant. Good Omens.
Yeah, and
looks
but
brilliant.
I mean, Emma, I never hear people talk about it. Do you? Like either
Yes.
one? And it's like, that's right. I forgot this was a thing.
I've heard people talk about it, but I also,
Okay.
follow some of the actors and stuff. So
Okay, I mean, are they supposed to be good? American
Yes.
Gods and Good Omens?
well, Good
Okay.
Omens for sure.
Okay.
I've heard good
yeah.
things about it.
Okay. Yeah, well, one of these days I should sit down and watch it because it sounded pretty interesting.
Min Me, thank you for the 100 bits. Seeing the new Jurassic World movie had an extended edition released recently, have you ever watched any extended editions or director's cut of any of the movies you reviewed or mentioned on NC and your personal reviews?
Oh, sure. Like the Lord of the Rings movies. I mean, the one that person's seeing. Yeah, like Return of the King and all that. I know I've seen another. Oh, I think I've talked about like the Lion King, sort of the redone one where they redo some of the animation and stuff like that. Yeah, there's a couple out there.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. I actually remember a Hawaiian Punch commercial from the early 2000s where a boy opens the fridge and the mascot on the bottle offers him a punch and literally punches him, causing him to fly through the wall. Have you seen this commercial?
It's, I mean, that setup goes back a little further than 2000, but that one I don't know if I've seen. But yes, I mean that's like saying I saw a Cocoa Puffs commercial where this bird says I'm cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. It was in 2003. Have you seen this? Like, yeah, it's kind of a classic routine. I don't know if I've seen that one in particular.
That Disney nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. Final question. I just saw a post on Facebook showcasing actors that don't have Oscars yet. Which one do you think should have one? Jim Carrey, Hugh Jackman, Tom Hardy, Johnny Depp, or Tom Cruise? I know the answer for me.
I was probably gonna say Tom Hardy.
Ooh.
I feel like because he does kind of what Johnny Depp used to kind of do. Let me put it this way: Johnny Depp would do this, but he'd do it in over the top way, and that's fine. But he would really become these characters and just kind of disappear into them. But I feel like Tom Hardy, for the most part, would kind of do it in a little bit more of a subtle way. He goes over the top too with like Venom and like Dark Knight Rises and stuff. But like, I like that it's really hard to recognize him. It's not just because there's always shit all over his face. Like he's legitimately kind of hard to recognize with the performances. But I like all those actors. I like their performances. What about you, Heather?
I think I would choose Hugh Jackman, but I just love Hugh Jackman. Yeah. I have no other answer besides I love Hugh Jackman.
Oh, he's a sweetheart.
He's got a range.
Yeah, he's another one. Right? Anytime he's on interview, I'm like, oh my god, you're just the nicest dude. Holy shit.
Ozier, thank you for the 50 bits. Doug, if you ever review any more Thomas movies, may I recommend The Unlucky Tug to help you with any of them? He really knows his stuff when it comes to Thomas lore. Also, depending on how it's written and executed, would you be open to a reboot of Puff the Magic Dragon cartoon trilogy, official or fan-made?
I mean, I feel like the jokes can't write themselves for that, but sure. And I didn't know there were more Thomas movies. I thought there was just the one. So shows you what I know.
Fifth Guy, thank you for the 50 bits. Guys, I'm gonna go eat and probably won't be coming back, so goodbye for now.
Bye.
All right, bye. Bad Motivations, thank you for the 90 bits. Have you seen Mad God by Phil Tippett? I saw it recently and I really liked it.
No, I've seen the ads and they look amazing. I think I know someone that actually gave to the crowd because didn't even know it was a crowdfunding thing. And I do know someone who gave to it, so it's like maybe I can watch it through there because don't you have to watch it through Shudder or something like that? I'm not sure.
I'm sure.
It's something I don't have, but I do know someone that gave to it, so I might just kind of like sneak it through watching it at his place or something.
Oh, we have the official number of Thomas movies. It is a shitload.
Ah, gotcha.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 100 bits. I've been addicted to watching these compilations on YouTube of Mel Blanc screaming it at the top of his lungs. The man wasn't human. In another life, he could have been the frontman for a thrash metal band. Imagine Mel Blanc in a metal band.
Hey, Meltilban. Yeah, I could make that work.
No, you
No, I
try.
love his scream. There's some actors whose screams I just adore. Yeah, like two there at the top of the list. Mel Blanc and Tress MacNeille both have phenomenal yells. And then John Krasinski, John K. I can never say his name, but the Ren and Stimpy guy, his yeah, and Billy West. That's another one because they both do
Mm.
those voices. Yeah, their screams are phenomenal. I mean, it's just I'm always so blown away by how funny they can make them.
Cameron Blythe, thank you for the 50 bits. Have you seen South Park 25th anniversary concert?
No, and I always see little recommendations for it on YouTube. I probably should. It's a lot of people are telling me it's pretty funny.
Cameron, thank you for the 50 bits. Favorite Bugs Bunny short? My favorite is Bugs Bunny and the Three Bears.
I mean, I think it's got to be What's Opera Doc. I mean, that one's just so it's both so funny and beautiful at the same time.
Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. Who are your top 3 favorite big mouth / human resources monsters? For me, it's Connie, the Shame Wizard, and the Anxiety Mosquito.
Those are pretty. Yeah, Connie definitely. Oh, I'm trying to remember the other ones. The kind of statue guy, was it the Logic Rock, the Logic Stone, whatever? That's pretty great. Um, yeah, Shame Wizard's pretty funny. The Shame Wizard, was it like his mother or something like that? He's always trying to impress. She's really funny too.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 50 bits. Okay, Doug, look up the image of Lilo beating up Myrtle with the Hawaiian Punch logo. I laughed so hard when I saw that image.
Right? What? Lilo
Beating up
Myrtle
Myrtle Hawaiian Punch logo.
Hawaiian Punch logo? Oh, that when you said Myrtle, for some reason I thought of that little seashell. Okay, no, that is much funnier. No, this makes much more sense as well. Yes, that is very funny.
Honest reviewer, thank you for the 50 bits. Now for all the marbles. Kung Fu Panda trilogy versus Madagascar trilogy. Or for Heather, Kung Fu Panda trilogy versus How to Train Your Dragon trilogy.
I mean, for me, it's Kung Fu Panda versus Madagascar.
Yeah.
There's just more going on. Now, Kung Fu Panda versus How to Train Your Dragon. I might still go Kung Fu Panda. But it's pretty close.
Yeah, I guess man, that is a difficult one.
Yeah.
I guess
Kung
my
Fu
gut
Panda
is still Kung Fu Panda.
It just does more different things.
Yeah.
And kind of like the philosophies and stuff it teaches. Where How to Train Your Dragon is great, but it's doing a story we're very familiar with and philosophies we're very familiar with. Where Kung Fu Panda is like, whoa, you're like really trying something different here. It's not taught much, especially in kids' movies,
Yeah. Godzilla fan, thank you for the 50 bits. For Heather and Doug, if you could be any of the X-Men, who would you be? Kitty Pryde. I love Kitty.
I mean, are we talking about powers? We're talking about personality. Personality would be like, I don't know, like Gambit or Rogue or Wolverine or something. But like for powers, and maybe Morph. I always like the idea you can kind of change into anything. That's always been kind of fun. But it had to be something. You have to be like T-1000, where I can like stretch my arms out and do shit like that.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. Are there any other Invader Zim episodes you plan on reviewing for Dark Toons, or possibly a review on the Invader Zim movie, Enter the Florpus?
I got the series on DVD, so I might just look through those or see which ones like people recommend as well. Because all the ones I've seen are very funny, but I don't know which ones in particular are like, ooh, like this one's especially dark. You know what I mean? So I might just let people recommend them.
That Disney Nerd, thank you for the 50 bits. My fave Bugs Bunny cartoon is when Elmer is the artist drawing the cartoon and he just constantly trolls Bugs. Sorry, Bugs.
Oh yeah, that one's pretty funny. Another one, I think it's called Rabbit in Red. I think it has I even have a T-shirt of this character. It has the funniest Red Riding Hood you'll ever see. It just really, really cracks me up.
Okay, cool. And that's actually all the bit messages for today.
All
we
right,
caught
holy
up.
shit,
Woo!
okay,
We have time for highlighted. All right, Lord R. Wolfen says, me and my sister were watching the Rescuers Down Under and Oliver and Company the other day, and she kept saying, a G rating.
I don't know. In Rescuers Down Under, is there anything that grim? In Oliver, the death of the bad guy is pretty intense. Mm-hmm. But I don't remember anything too bad in Rescuers. It's a good movie.
Sailor Aaron, thank you for the 100 bits. Favorite Daffy Duck cartoon? For me, it's Duck Amuck.
Yeah, same thing. That's a classic.
Ozier, thank you for the 129 bits. Final question for Heather. How does it feel being the big 4-0 and not looking a day over 30? I just turned 35 last week.
They gotta know what they're doing, man. They gotta know what they're doing.
Oh, man. I
on the other hand, feel great. And I know I don't look a day over 20.
I legitimately did just turn 35. But I'm also more on a binge right now that I look 35 because I am 35. You know what? Our culture puts way too much of a focus on like beauty equals youth when that's not always true. You know what I mean? It's not true. Anyway.
Look at me.
Right. Doug is the most gorgeous, shining example of baldness that anyone has ever seen. No, just kidding.
You're welcome, Internet.
Yeah. Oliver Dreamwalker says, in your NC Matrix Resurrections review, I reminded of a game called Superliminal. The game is a surreal first-person puzzle game where player character is a participant in a dream therapy program and the puzzles incorporate optical illusions and forced perspective. It's a pretty cool game.
I feel like I would like this. Okay, this looks really fun. There's another game on, I guess they eventually made it for VR. I played on VR called Nevermind, where you solve like psychological problems. It's kind of like The Cell, if The Cell was kind of smart, you know what I mean? Yeah, and you try to like reveal trauma through like these different visuals and stuff. It was very good and kind of scary too. It's supposed to be a little bit of a horror game too.
Mumra, thank you for the 50 bits. What do you think of the newly announced of the Beverly Hills Cop 4 movie being made with Eddie? Also, did you know there was a failed TV pilot shot and done for Beverly Hills Cop TV show and a Coming to America show in the 90s with Tommy Davidson?
Yeah, the Beverly Hills Cop one I forget about. I think I saw a little bit. Oh, wait. Somewhere I saw a little bit of the Coming to America. Why? I want to say I saw an overview or talked about it or something. Anyway, and Beverly Hills Cop 4. You know, another terrible confession. I have seen large chunks of all those movies. I've never seen any of them all together. I probably should, because I know those are like classic comedies and stuff. But yeah, I should probably sit down and watch them all the way through.
Lord R. Wolfen says, have you seen the Majora's Mask commercials, which is just people looking up at the sky waiting for the moon to fall, which is actually really foreboding?
I might look that up. Majora's Mask commercial. I might. Oh, wow. Yeah, ooh, this does kind of look. This looks intimidating. Shit. Okay. Yeah, maybe I'll. That's probably a good one to do, actually, for the commercial special.
You're Ozier, you're cool. I'm not insulted at all. You don't have to worry about it at all. No. You're totally fine. You're totally fine. Honestly, truly, deeply. You're totally fine. Genuinely. I'm looking right at you. We're fine. You're good.
If anything, you got the age right. You said not a day over 35. Literally not a day
over 35. Well,
not
over 30. So they did say not a day over 30.
So. Oh, okay. Well, that's even better then.
Yeah, exactly. Alexander, thank you for the 50 bits. I know you hated the first Diary of a Wimpy Kid, Doug, but the scene where the mom reminds Roderick's dirty magazine and confronts him about it made me laugh hard. Roderick meekly saying, I'm sorry, women, gets me every time.
You know, it's not that. It's when the rest of the band members go, yeah, and they applaud. That was legitimately funny. I did get a good laugh out of that.
The Art Alchemist, thank you for the 50 bits. At one point on YouTube, someone posted both Bambi and Bambi 2 combined together since Bambi 2 was supposed to be a prequel. Have you seen the second Bambi?
Yeah, I kind of like it, actually. I'm not going to say it's great or anything, but again, for a lousy direct-to-DVD sequel that, you know, most of them were terrible, I thought they really did their best trying to recreate the feel and look of the original. And I thought they did a pretty damn decent job of it, honestly.
J-Star says, hi guys from Alberta, Canada. I literally just saw a PSA today on YouTube. It's an Alberta water safety ad for wearing life jackets. It went super dark and then has a quick, happy ending. It made me go, WTF?
Huh, okay. Might look that up.
Dom Klein says, are you hyped for Rings of Power? And when are you doing an NC for Dominion?
We literally shot it yesterday, so
We did.
soon. And I still haven't seen the new Game of Thrones either, so I'm not hyped. It's another one of those where it's like I'll wait and see what people say. Not that it looks bad, but I'm kind of like Rob because it's not the Silmarillion. It's kind of like, oh, because I think that's like a classic story. That's like some say it's even better than Lord of the Rings, and instead they're doing something new. But that doesn't mean it'll be bad. I just want to wait and see what other people say because I just have so many damn things to watch.
Legend Killer says, hi Doug, for Disney-cember or next year Disney-cember, can you review 101 Dalmatian Street? It's a really good show.
Oh, didn't even know it was a show. Okay, I thought you meant like the live action 101 Dalmatians. Maybe I'll look into it.
Cameron, thank you for the 50 bits. Speaking of Disney sequels, did you like I think they mean Lilo instead of Leroy. And Stitch. It's
No,
actually
it is Leroy
and Stitch.
Yes.
Okay, it's actually one of the better sequels.
Yeah, I think is that the one because it's weird. There's a couple sequels. There's like 2 movies that are connected to the show, and then there's 2 that are like movies, like they're kind of in the movie universe. They're all technically connected, but you can tell one's more connected to the show. I think that's a show one. And yeah, I honestly all the Lilo and Stitch sequels I did enjoy in one way or another. Like not as much as the original, but they were good. They were fun.
Elite Gamer LN says, to the marvelous Heather and spectacular Doug, which Marvel character in the movies would you want to play? Oh, it has to be in the movies. If we could broaden it to the TV series, I would like to be Agatha.
Man, trying to think. Howard the Duck. I don't know. I don't even know what they're gonna do with him, but it's just like, yeah, that'd be fun to play. Howard the Doug, I guess.
Orlando Garcia, thank you for the 75 bits. For whatever reason, Twitch won't let me get more bits. Weird. Here, take all the bits I have left, I guess. Good night and keep watching the skies. Or skis. I mean, skies.
Well, thank you.
Where was I? There I was. Aaron Molenga says, hey Doug, will you finish the Adventure Time vlogs? They were so fun. It's my favorite show ever, and I like hearing your thoughts on... Oh no, and then there's a star, so I think whatever it was read as a link. Stopped at season 5.
Yeah, sorry. It was just a time thing. I finally ran out of it. I do know what happens. Like I read a summary and stuff, and it sounds really good. It's one of those where it's like I feel like years later, like after I retire or something, I'll finally sit down and finish them out because I would like to see it. But yeah, it's just a time issue. I'm not going to have enough time to do it. Definitely not enough time to film my reaction to them now. So yeah, probably not. I'm sorry.
Kermit Wazowski says, I have nothing interesting to ask/say this week. So how are the kitties?
Good. Well, one was just in here, but yeah, they're both doing good.
Good. We're always glad to hear it. Yeah. Godzilla fan was clarifying their last question was for powers and personality about the X-Men.
Oh, okay. Yeah, powers and personality. I almost want to say rogue, but the fact she can't be touched, that really does suck. Yeah, I don't know. I'd have to... Maybe Gambit. It's kind of a cool power, and it's a cool personality. I'll go with that.
Ozzy Wing says, hey, Doug, you said you watched the first episode of Transformers Prime. Did you mean the first part of the 5-parter or the whole 5-parter?
Whatever was a half hour long, that's what I saw.
Probably
long ago.
Probably the first part, probably not the whole 5 parts then, I assume.
Yeah, because I saw it a long time ago, too. I don't even have, like, that great a memory of it. I just remember liking it. I'm like, this is good. I could tell this was good, but, yeah, I never saw anything beyond that.
Okay, cool. Well, hey, everyone. It's 8 o'clock. It's about that time again to wrap it all up. About that time. But thank you all so much for hanging out with us today. I'm so glad we were able to get to some of the highlighted questions today. Woo! It's always nice to be able to chat with chat like that. So yeah. Thank you all so much, though, for hanging out. We really appreciate it. Thank you for getting us to our goal. So we will be doing a live tier ranking at some point of the live-action Disney remakes. So that'll be fun.
Mm-hmm.
She
says
with trepidation.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see who considers. Yeah, like, do you think we'll get past like 3 good ones? Like, these are legitimately good. I don't even know if I can get to 3.
Well,
We'll see.
we'll see, won't we? We shall see. But we do have content here normally 6 days a week, but tomorrow there actually is no stream. Tamara is going out of town. So tomorrow there is no stream, but Doug will be here on Friday night continuing more with Kingdom Hearts. Malcolm will be here on Friday afternoon. We've got Awesome Comics and Coffee going on Saturday. I'll be back here on Monday, and you know what? It just goes on and on. I see Waveflow has already posted the schedule, so thank you, Waveflow. But come on back and hang out with us. We always appreciate seeing you all here. We are going to go over and raid Tamara. It looks like Tamara just went live, so we're going to go spread the love over to Miss Tamara Chambers, who organized the costume room this week, and it looks
nice,
so
man.
good.
Oh god, it's so clean, it's so nice.
Oh gosh, we love Tamara so much. So anyway, go spread the love to Tamara, and we will see y'all later. Bye.
Bye-bye. Take care. Goodbye. Goodbye. Goodbye.